I think the big debate at that stage was, is it a currency or is it a financial asset more like a share, an Asper share, process share, an Anglo-American share, etc.? And I think that type of determination is important because you then get into tax evaluations. I mean, if you hold dollars for a number of years, I talk about a correction, but I think the tax treatment of that will be different than to that of shares, whereas crypto is treated similar to shares, a financial asset. And I think that differentiation, it's an important one to make as you go onto that regulatory journey. So where we are from a exchange control perspective is that if we all have that 1 million rand discretionary allowance and your crypto purchases is part of that, you can then obviously apply to the SARS for a 10 million rand allowance. Obviously, all your tax stuff needs to be up to date and etc. So that's a good departure point. You then get into the regulation of assets themselves. We've seen the SEC comes after our US arm Coinbase and some of those others due to the nature of the financial assets, and that's obviously a court case is ongoing, but that definition is important. And then it's also about the conduct issues. So how does people who sell crypto in a country conduct themselves? How do they treat the customers? What rights do the customers have, more importantly? And that's the one we've seen South Africa now move forward and say, okay, the FSCA will now require all CASPs, crypto asset service providers, to be licensed financial services providers, so FSPs. And that window is open from the 1st of June to the 30th of November. So there's been some recent Bloomberg press that 20 firms have applied so far. We are in the process of applying, and we've made very good headway in terms of getting all our policies and everything ready for South Africa. So that's going to happen. And why is that important? In a regulated country, it gives the user access to someone. So if something goes wrong, you can go to the regulator saying, this is what happened. I was either given bad advice, or I traded on a bad platform, or I was defrauded for reasons X, Y, and Z, etc. It gives the users access to a regulator who then investigates. I've met with them late last year, and they talked us through the whole process. And you've got an investigations department who then look at each case in detail. And then you have an enforcement department. So if something went wrong and firm X did something bad, they will then either give you a fine or suspend your license to give advice, etc. So it's taken very seriously. They do an excellent job about it.